at this Geforce Lan here, going into the barracks of the USS Hornet. So bear with me, and we'll get down sooner or later. I'm just happen to be an old guy who can't walk downstairs too good. But looks like right here is the mess, and this is probably one of the multi-messes that they had on this aircraft at the time. See all the big cooking bins and plates in the background, and of course they have surely have a setup of what looks like what they used to cook on this ship. 2 meatballs for an eye, and some peas, and some cake. Looks like they got some cornbread, and there you go. But not bad. And then if we turn around, we see the tables, and hopefully they're nailed down, because if this ship was rocking and rolling, they'd be sliding. So we got barracks down that way. We got barracks down this way, and we got barracks down that way. So which way are we gonna go?
I don't know. Let's see where we're gonna stay.
I got Shane Dixon, Oregon Slacker, on the film right now. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the barracks here. All right, look at that. Looks like Kingston HyperX is here. They laid down some stuff. People will actually be sleeping down here today. These are the actual barracks of the USS Hornet. This is where the men who fought in World War II, who were stationed on this ship, would sleep. Pretty nice. Pretty close quarters. As you can see, they are definitely racks, man. You heard of bunk beds? Well, these are triple. Portal here, and actually look into the showers. There you go. That's a nice picture of the Hornet. Looks like it was under attack at one time. You see some battle damage definitely to that ship. And here are some pictures. Looks like this says the USS Franklin, which is CV-13. So I'm wondering if that picture was probably the Franklin, maybe, and it got sunk. But let's go ahead and turn around here. And there's some exhibits on the walls. So they're showing the Franklin in this specific spot. Now we're going to go into the showers and take a look to see how these guys showered. Looks like they got some lockers. Here's some pictures. Now, I don't know if any of you know this, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at this picture right here. And I want you to just kind of notice how the ship on the bottom is painted. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at this picture. In World War II, they painted these ships just about every time that they went into port, so they could trick the Japanese into not knowing exactly which ship it was. So by putting different camouflages on it, they concealed the actual identity of which ship the Japanese might be going for. Here are some captains on the ship. And as we walk further, we'll go ahead and take a look. Is that the actual shower, Shane?
I haven't seen it yet. Might be further back there.
We're going to go ahead through here, and we're going to look at some of the memorabilia that they actually have. Got a picture of the book of the Ticonderoga there. Of course, that famous picture, which the gentleman who actually took that picture finally revealed who he was, believe it or not, and that was just recently. And here's some World War II posters. And this one right here shows Admiral Bull Halsey. But let's go ahead and take a look at this display here. Looks like there's a picture of the flight deck. of the Ticonderoga, actually, not of the Hornet, and some of the planes that were on the Ticonderoga. Look at that, beautiful. And as we scroll down here, there's just more and more artifacts and memorabilia from the ship. Air compressors, and it's amazing. Just totally amazing. And then we'll go through the next porthole, and the next porthole we have some more barracks. Actually, it looks like we were in the shower room. I think they just took the heads out, and that was part of the problem there. And if you see any apparitions on this thing, it's not me. They did say that this ship was haunted. But this is just totally, if you're into World War II memorabilia and stuff, this really is tremendous. Go through the next porthole here and take a look at some of the stuff that they put on here. Wow. Just pictures and pictures. Pictures of the men working. Maybe at their battle stations, or maybe just their daily duties. Uniform. Totally awesome. no head, huh?
All I see is it goes on forever, and there's different rooms for everything.
Well, let's. I just want to take a look at this, and evidently these must be the uniforms that the females wore during different eras of I guess naval history here. Of course. There's a good one. Great shot of that. And there's a picture in the back of one of the females. So I'm going to go ahead and put this camera down for a minute. This ship is gigantic, and I'm trying to not bore anybody with just going through the whole ship. Of course, I'm going to do that because, I mean, this is probably one of the most important pieces of history of the United States. So we'll see you in a few. Paul with HiTech Legion, letting you go. Bye-bye.